Good afternoon. Obligatory cup of tea. Pouring with rain out. It's awful here. But they said it would. They said it would. Let me get a tissue here a minute. Wipe my glasses. I'm going to give a shout out to somebody. I was looking for somebody that had next to no subscribers that I thought was worthy of giving a shout out to. And I couldn't find anybody. And all of a sudden one evening I was just sort of looking on YouTube and this video popped up. And there was this person with about 30 odd subscribers. I thought, I'll give this guy a shout out. So, excuse me a second, look at my pad. The guy is called, let's put this back a bit. I'm resting on a tin of soup. The Little Things Junkie. He's got the Little Things Junkie. He's got, last I looked, he's got 40 something subscribers. So let's try and get him past 50. He's only got 6 videos up. But very fine painter by looking at what he's done, which is World War II 135 figures. Very good. The Little Things Junkie. Link down below to his latest video. Now the thing is, his latest video is entitled Are ICM 135 figures better than Tamiya? You go check it out a bit. Now, the thing is, he was comparing some ICM figures with that box. Now I was watching Champion Scale Modeling, who doesn't really need a shout out because he's got oodles of subscribers, but I'll give him a shout out anyway. Champion Scale Modeling. And he was championing some of the most recent Tamiya kits. He actually had 4 Tamiya kits. 3 of which I went and bought immediately. I saw them because I didn't have them. And I thought they would be appropriate to sort of what I do. So I went out and bought them immediately. Oh God, yeah, it really is raining out. And he was championing them kits and saying how nice they were. And they are very good kits. They are very good kits. I'm pleased that I bought them. The only one I didn't buy was US Tank Crew. I don't know why I didn't buy it really. I should have done, because I've got Sherman tanks here to build. So I should have done really. And when I've got 5 minutes I probably will do. But yeah, very, very nice kits. Link to that particular video down below. But getting back to the Little Things Junkie, he was, excuse this chair from squeaking, or for squeaking I should say. He was comparing some ICM figures to these figures, which is a fair question. are ICM better than Tamiya? That's a fair question, but you've got to do it in a fair way. And he was saying that these Tamiya figures, some of the detail is lacking. The shoulder tabs, belt buckles, etc. compared to the, excuse me a second, to the ICM figures, which on first examination you think, yeah, that's right, that's right. So here's a box of ICM figures, and I totally agree with him when he says ICM figures are more or less resin quality, even though they're only plastic. I would say if you're going to look for the difference between resin figures and these ICM figures, you're splitting hairs. These ICM figures, this wasn't the box he was referring to when he was looking at ICM figures, but it doesn't matter, it's the same quality. They are that good, resin quality. These you have to see these to believe them. The level of detail in these figures is mind-blowingly good for 135 World War II. They are that good. But my point being that comparing ICM to Tamiya, you should tell the viewer that's watching that to get those collar tabs, belt buckles, etc., etc., you have a decal sheet. As we take the top off this box, see there's the tank crew figures. And here inside is your decal sheet. That's why he said some of the detailing, like here, is almost non-existent, very soft, non-existent, which it is. I totally agree with it. It is, but it's done like that because that's where you put your decals to get the detailing. Same on the belt buckle. It's hardly anything. What you see there is very faint. It's just to give you a sort of guide to where you put your decals. That's why the detailing is soft come non-existent, because it's done like that because you use your decal sheet to get those details. See, there's two different ways of doing it. You can either get these very fine details by moulding them into the figure like ICM do, or you can do it like Tamiya have done it. They've done it via the decal route. You know, there's two different ways of achieving the same result. It's whichever way the manufacturer wants to do it. And in Tamiya's case, they've gone down the decal route to get these shoulder tabs up here, the shoulder thing, epaulets, belt buckles, etc. They've done it via them. So if you're going to judge these two figures fairly, firstly, in my opinion, my honest opinion is, and it's just my opinion, but firstly, you should tell the viewer that's watching to get the details on these Tamiya figures, you use your decal sheet, which you didn't mention. And if you're going to do a fair, because I think you're being a bit unfair to Tamiya, not to mention, just to say that details are lacking. It's true, you're right in what you say, the details are lacking, but that's only because they've been deliberately omitted by Tamiya in the moulding process, because you're going to be adding decals in those places, so you don't need that definition there. because you're going to cover that area with your decals. That's how you get your detailing on these figures, with your decals. And you should mention that. So you're being I think you're being a little bit unfair to Tamiya there. And if you're going to do a comparison between ICM and Tamiya, in my honest opinion, my humble opinion, you should make and paint one of each, one with molded detail and one with decal detail, and then put the two side by side and let the people decide. What do you think? I think that's a fairer way to do it. So I think that's actually what we'll do. We'll make one of each. So what I'll do is, because this has started me off on something now, not that I'm sticking up for any particular manufacturer or anything, because there's loads of nice manufacturers out there that make good figures. ICM, Tamiya, Masterbox, Mini Art, probably others I can't think of off the top of my head, Dragon, etc., etc. They all make nice figures. So I'm not sticking up for Tamiya per se, but I think he was being a little bit unfair to Tamiya, not to mention that you get those details with the decals. So what we'll do is we'll take one of these, probably that guy in the center, we'll give him a peaked cap, because there's lots of head options in this box, which is nice. So we'll do that guy with the peaked cap, and we'll do an ICM figure. So here's a box of ICM figures, so we'll probably do that guy there with the attaché case with all the molded detail on, and we'll compare the two and we'll see what you, the viewer, thinks. So that German tank figure will be interesting to do that, because we can also compare him to this Alpine miniature which we did the other day, the tank figure. He'll be very similar to this guy, so it'll be interesting to compare him to this guy. And what we'll do is we'll put him in a light box, because we now got a light box, so we're going to put them in the light box and photograph them that way. Because I was saying on my last Saturday live thing, I'm thinking of getting a light box, and somebody said to me, oh, you know, what do you want a light box for? I said, to photograph the stuff that I paint, because I'm having issues with the camera focusing and stuff, and you end up, you've probably seen it on my videos, you end up putting your hand behind the thing, trying to get the camera to focus, or put a bit of cardboard behind the thing, and it's, you know, I get sick and fed up of it. Even with the webcam, you know, it didn't really matter, the webcam or the phone, you see the thing trying to focus and it's going in and out and trying to, and I got so fed up with it, I thought I'm going to get a light box, which is what I've got. I've got a light box which comes with different coloured backgrounds, adjustable lighting, so you can lower it up and down, you know, the brightness. So we're going to see how that works out. So probably on the next video you'll see a review of the light box. Ralph Astley was saying to me, Green Stuff World, make a light box. And I looked for one, I couldn't find one anywhere. So if anybody knows where there's a Green Stuff World light box, I'd be delighted to hear it, just to see what they're like. But anyway, we've got a light box now, so that'll help us with this little, which one do you think is best? The other thing is, I've stripped down the workbench yesterday and cleaned the workbench from top to bottom, because where all the dust comes from, it's ridiculous. So I did that. This commission that we had, and the truck driver, is all but finished him. Just a little highlight on the trousers and he's done. Here's our truck driver guy. So if I place just a little highlight on those trousers and he's done, a couple of coats of varnish, and he can go in the digger that he's destined for. So we're pleased with him. I finished a wooden steam train that I had here for a lady. She gave me this model of a wooden steam train that she started and couldn't get her head round. So I finished that, and she had that back today. So that's gone, that's finished. So I've been getting stuff done here. Like I say, pleased with what the postman bought with those boxes of Tamiya figures. He also bought me a box of Tamiya Japanese Samurai, which are getting rather expensive now, I have to say, to get these. Same as the Aoshima Samurai, which I don't think are quite as good as these, but they're getting expensive as well. So I was pleased to get them. The only other thing I got was The Longest Day in colorized. Frank's Miniatures over there in the Netherlands. He said one Saturday, you can get that film, we were talking about this film, you can get that film in colour. So I went online later and looked for it. So I'm going to watch that in a minute. Great. So that's where we're at. Got to get the Civis and Medics finished. Now we've got a bit more time and we're not being pulled here, there and everywhere. Got to get them done. And like I say, we'll do those two figures and we'll do a true comparison of ICM versus Tamiya. That's if you're into World War II and 135 and you want some unbelievably good figures, and look at ICM, because they are, as good as resin figures. Absolutely stunning, the detail. As you'll see if you watch, what's his name now? The Little Things Junkie. If you watch his video, you'll see how good the detailing is on them. They're absolutely phenomenal. But it was just, like I say, you've got to be fair to Tamiya and say to the viewer watching that the missing detail is not because it's poorly molded or not as good as ICM. It's because it's not meant to be there, because you add that detail yourself with the decals. You should be, a bit fair, really. But anyway, we'll do one of each and we'll see what's what. So, see ya. Yes, what's that? Tomorrow, Saturday. Might do a live cast tomorrow, we'll see. If not, I'll see you for a review of the Lightbox. Thanks for watching. Thanks to anybody that's newly subscribed. Fantastic. Have a crack at the Little Things Junkie. Very good painter. Just got about 40 odd subscribers. Let's get him past 50. Get him on his way. See you on the next one.